Hola, buenos dias. As always, I am Profesora Ellis, or if it's easier, just call me Miss Ellis. Last week, we learned about weather. This week, we're going to learn about seasons. But first, I want to take time to thank Coach H for the engaging lessons that he provides. It gets your body moving, it gets your mind pumping, and it gets you ready for Spanish class, okay? So again, we are going to learn about las estaciones, the seasons, okay? There are 4, and in my pictures, you see those 4 there, okay? So let's talk about the first season. So we've got la primavera. Repeat after me. La primavera. Let's do it one more time. La primavera. All together, la primavera. Excelente. La primavera in English means the spring. So as you see in my photo below, right? You see the trees, you see the sun shining. There are so many colorful flowers that are everywhere. And I wanted to include some insects or common things that you'd see during the springtime. So we've got butterflies, we've got a bee, we've got birds, all the lovely insects are out, okay? During the springtime. During the months of March, April, and May, es la primavera. It's springtime. So it's March right now. So that means that what season is it? The spring, la primavera. Awesome. Let's learn about the next season. So repeat, and I'm reading off the highlighted words in the top left-hand corner, okay? El verano. Let's do this one more time. El verano. All together. El verano. Perfecto. El verano. This means the summer. So in my image below, you see the beach, you see the lovely palm trees, the sun, the sand. Imagine you were on the beach right now, just relaxing. It would be the summertime, right? And as you see in the illustrations next to the photo, we've got a beach ball, we've got a bucket with some water and a sponge. Maybe you help mom and dad clean their cars in the summer because it's warm. You've got a rubber ducky. There's all these great things that happen during the summertime, okay? And during the months of June, July, and August, es el verano. It's the summertime. Now we're going to switch gears, okay? So in red, repeat after me. We're going to sound these words out together, okay? Here we go. El otoño. It's a little weird sound because we've got the little squiggly over the N. So let's try it again, okay? El otoño. Okay? So all together, el otoño. It makes a weird NY sound. Ño. El otoño, which means the fall. So a common holiday that you might hear about all the time during the fall is Thanksgiving, right? Pilgrim hats, pies, leaves, pumpkins, all these great things that happen in the fall. And something else you may notice is during the fall, the leaves actually fall off the trees. So you see my little character, she's playing in the leaves, having so much fun, okay? So during the months of September, October, and November, es el otoño. Now we're switching to something that's a bit more chilly, right? And if we look at my illustrations first, let's switch it up and look at the illustrations. This weather is cold. This weather has snow. This weather involves scarves, coats, hats, all those things to keep you warm, okay? So let's repeat how we say the winter in Spanish, okay? It's highlighted in white. Here we go. El invierno. Let's try that one more time, okay? El invierno. All right, let's say it together. El invierno. Perfecto. Muy buen trabajo. Very good work. So el invierno means the winter. And as you see in the photo right here, we've got some trees with a bunch of white stuff on it, okay? And that white stuff is snow, which snow can only happen in el invierno, in the winter. So during the months of December, January, and February, es el invierno. So now that we've went through the 4 seasons, right? Because we know there's only 4 seasons, let's play a little game. I'm going to have some screens behind me that represent each of the different seasons. Remember, there's only 4, okay? But I'm going to describe each of these photos to you, and I want you to be thinking, what season is that in Spanish? Okay? So here we go. So now we see that we've got flowers. They're nice and pretty, right? They're blooming, they're growing. So we know that for flowers to grow and bloom, they need the sun. They need a warm temperature, right? To be able to actually sprout. So what do you think this season is? If you guessed la primavera, you were correct. La primavera is the springtime. And you'll see it right there on that branch. La primavera. Excelente. Let's move on to the next scenario. So now we've got a complete switch. We don't see any flowers at all, but what's one thing you notice when the screen changes? I know that when I walk outside and it's really sunny, the first thing I notice is the sun, okay? So we've got the sun up top. We've got the clouds that are around. We've got green grass, this big pasture. It feels good outside. You could wear sandals, shorts, short sleeve t-shirts. So what season do you think this is? Remember, your answers need to be in Spanish, en español. If you guessed el verano, you were correct. El verano is the summertime. Ooh, now we're all switched around. We see a whole lot of trees, right? They're just everywhere. We've got the sun that looks so pretty in the sky, right? What do you think this season is with trees? The colors are red. The leaves are probably starting to fall off. What do you think? If you guessed el otoño, then you were correct. El otoño. Perfecto. We've got one last scenario here, okay? So there's only one other option left. We know that, right? And this time we don't have any sun. We don't have any warmth. This is where we're going to need our layers. We need pants. We need coats, scarves, mittens, everything we can find to keep us warm, okay? So what would this season be in Spanish? There's snow. It's cold. Exactly. El invierno. El invierno is the winter. Okay? So now that we've gone through the 4 seasons, we are going to again have a project where you need a piece of paper, you need some markers, crayons, or colored pencils to work with, okay? And in my images, you can see this is what you need. Piece of paper. So I've got mine. And you're going to need to grab your markers or your colored pencils or whatever you have that will allow you to color, okay? So your paper is going to look like this without the lines yet, right? So when you have your blank piece of paper, you are going to fold your paper hamburger style this time. So the first fold, you're gonna fold it hamburger style. When you have it like this, you're going to fold it from left to right like this, okay? That's what it should look like when you fold it. When you fold it this way, make sure you crease, crease, crease so that you have your lines there. And then when you open it back up, it's going to look like this, okay? So now follow the directions with me on this next slide, okay? So once you have your paper looking like this with your 4 lines, okay, you are going to draw each of the seasons we learned about, and you're going to label in Spanish at the top of each box what that season is in Spanish, okay? With your illustrations, you can be so detailed. How I did it is I added some symbols, right, that make me think of each season. So in my example, I've got my 4 seasons, right? La primavera, el verano, el otoño, el invierno. Those are my 4 seasons in Spanish, okay? And I've also got some illustrations. Please, please, please let your creative mind run free. Color this as much as you want. Put faces on the sun. Make this so fun because this is what you're going to use when you need to know what the seasons are in Spanish, okay? So I've got my butterflies, I've got my bird, bushes, I've got grass, my tree for the springtime. For the summer, I decided I was going to do water. So I've got my waves, I've got the nice blue sun, or excuse me, the nice blue sky in the back. My sun is shining. That's summer, okay? El verano. El otoño, I wanted to add red and orange, all those fall colors, okay? I included some leaves, a hat that represents Thanksgiving. I got a tree there with a couple red leaves in there that haven't fallen off yet. So that's el otoño. Last but not least, we've only got one option left, which is el invierno, the winter. So what makes me think of wintertime is a snowman. All this below is the snow that the snowman came out of, sweaters, actual snow falling, a hat. All of those things remind me of el invierno, which is the winter time, okay? So this should be something really fun for you. Let your creative mind run free, like I said, and this will be what you use to remember the 4 seasons in Espanol, okay? So hopefully you have so much fun with that. If you want to invite your siblings or somebody else to work on this with you, feel free. The more, the merrier, okay? We will be back next week with a different engaging lesson in Spanish, okay? I hope you found this fun. Take care and adios.